So one of my New Year resolutions this year, 2024, is to read more. And I'll be reading this book this month. This is Awaken The Giant Within by Anthony Robbins. This book has been teaching me a lot, and I just want to share like one of the things I've learned so far from this book, and that is how to create lasting change in your life. You know, there are several things we want to change in our lives as human beings. We want to change the way we look. We want to change the way we feel about ourselves. We want to change the way people even feel about us. We want to change our income. We want to change a ton of things we want to change. A ton of things we want to work on. But then I've learned that things don't change unless we change them. Actually, we change for things to change. And it starts by not saying that this thing should change. It starts by saying this thing must change. Shifting your mindset from this should happen to this must happen is where the change starts from. That gives birth to change. And one of the ways of the first things to do according to this book is to raise your standards. Now, what are those things that you find unacceptable anymore? The things you think that you can't tolerate anymore? Make a list of the things you just don't want to tolerate anymore in your life. The things you just can't put up with anymore. Be it in your relationships, be it in your career, be it in your business, be it in your life as a person. Make a list of these things, write them down so you have a clear picture of where to draw the line, a clear picture of where to raise the bar, where to raise your standards. If you sit down and take an inventory of your life, you realize those areas where you feel like you should just step up a bit, or you feel like you should let go and like grow up from. Those are the areas you should write down now. This is practical. So make a list, write out those things you just don't want to take anymore, or shouldn't be taking at this stage in your life. Raising your standard can also mean not tolerating failure anymore. Raising your standard can mean not giving up maybe on a particular thing until you achieve something, not giving up at all. And you're never too old or too young to raise your standard. As long as you're alive, you can always raise your standards. And the thing is, if you don't raise your standards, you just become like lazy towards it. You just let everything go, whatever comes, whatever. You just accept everything, accept any and everything, however they are. People get away with, treating you anyhow because, there's nothing you can do about it. They're treating you according to the standard or the way you value yourself. Raising your standard can actually mean placing more value on yourself as a person. When you have high standards, you expect to be treated with the highest regard. But once you have low standards, you just, like I said, you take whatever you get and there's nothing you can do about it. Raising your standard means you deciding that you're going to be more, that you deserve more, and that you will achieve more. So now that you've identified areas in your life or in your business or relationship where you need to raise your standards, the next thing you need to do, according to this book, is to change your limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs keep us in our comfort zone. They're like negative thoughts that hinder you from achieving your potential, achieving the goals that you set for yourself. They're like defense mechanism that your mind has put in place to kind of prevent you from possible frustrations or disappointments. They're like your mind tells you like, no, don't go there, you'll be frustrated, and it prevents you from actually trying or going out there to actually take the risk. And these thoughts or beliefs can stem from maybe previous experiences, or maybe what people have said to you or about you, or from your self-esteem. Or you could be just too comfortable with where you are that you just don't want to disrupt the serenity you're experiencing at that moment. So how do you know that you have limiting beliefs? You know you have limiting beliefs if you always find justification for not doing or to not do something you ought to be doing. For instance, let's go back to making a list again. Write down the things you want to achieve or the things you feel like you should be doing at this moment. And then that nagging voice that's always coming up with reasons why, these things may not work, or this thing, you shouldn't do this. That is the limiting belief. Now, also write down the things that voice is telling you. For instance, I'm going to use YouTube as an example. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel, and then that voice is telling you, but you're not good in front of a camera, you can't be confident, you're not, or it's telling you don't have a camera, or it's telling you can't even edit, or what are you going to be talking about? That is limiting belief that you have. And this has to do with every area of our lives, be it business, career-wise, relationships, not just YouTube. You can experience these limiting beliefs in different aspects of your life. So back to writing the list. Write down these things you want to achieve in different areas of your life, and write down what that this voice of disbelief is telling you in your head, why you think that may not work, why you think you may not achieve this thing. Write these things down. And once you do that, I need you to go back to what you've written and look at it again and be like, is this real? Is this backed up by facts? Is this fear I have? Is it real? Is it, how do I prove it? How do I know this thing will not work? Is it just a belief? And you will most likely find out that it is just a fear that you have. Maybe, like I said before, based on experiences, or based on you've seen it happen to somebody else, or based on, your self-esteem. Now, if that is the case, which most likely will be, you need to realize that that is just a belief. It is an illusion. It is just a thought in your mind that you can change. Like, begin to work on changing your thoughts, changing the way you view that thing. Tweak that belief into, begin to think opposite. For instance, I'm going to use YouTube again as an example. If you feel like, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't have a camera, what do I have? I have a phone. Do it with your phone. Like, always see the positivity in things. Don't let your brain tell you cannot do it. You can control your brain. You were put in charge of your mind and your brain. You can control it. Tell it what to think, and it will think what you think. There's a thing I saw somewhere. You change your thoughts, and then it changes your feeling, and then it changes your action. Yeah, something like that. So recognize that it is just a belief, an illusion, and you can counter it by developing opposite beliefs. And you can constantly keep on challenging these limiting beliefs. Anytime you have something to do or goal to achieve, and you have this negative voice telling you, giving you all the 1 million reasons why you cannot achieve it or why it may not work, learn to give it another 1 million reasons why it will work. Keep constantly, constantly challenge your limiting beliefs. Whenever you have negativity, counter it with positivity. And before you know it, you can actually train your mind to start thinking that way. You can tell your mind what you think. You can tweak it to always think positive. And if you don't believe you can do something, you're not going to be able to do that thing until you start believing that you can do it. And finally, guys, the third thing is to change your strategy. Now, according to this book, if you can set a higher standard and you can get yourself to believe, then you can certainly figure out the strategies. For you to attain a lasting change, you have to figure out how to make it work, and that is the strategy. Now, if you raise your standards, which is number one, and you believe that it is possible to achieve what you've set yourself to achieve, the third thing is to figure out how to make it work. Now, with this stage, you just have to figure it out. If you do something and it doesn't work, try another thing. Keep trying until you figure it out. There's this thing about will. With us humans, if you're willing to do something, you will find a way to get it done. That's just a fact. And one of the best strategies, according to this book, is to find a mentor or a role model, somebody who has achieved what you're aiming to achieve, or somebody who has been there before, somebody who you relate with, who is high up there, somebody you can look up to and learn from. And it is to not copy their struggles, but copy the formula they've put in place to get to where they are. So I'm just going to end this video by saying, according to law of attraction, focus on success and you will attract success. Focus on fear and failure, you will attract fear and failure. It is all in your mind. You can control your mind. Your mind is a very powerful tool, but it is not too powerful that you cannot control it as a human being. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this and so many more. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.